Hello, hockey, basketball, and soccer fans. My name is David. I thought I would start this video a bit after 3:30 on the afternoon of Monday, 25th of September, 2023, North American Eastern Time. Thought I would do discussing this video results for the first day Eastern Time of preseason NHL games, and the first opportunity to see Canadian teams other than at various Young Stars tournaments play actual games. So preseason's underway. There are a couple of clearly close ones. 3-2 regulation win by the Sens over the Leafs, and a 2-1 shootout win by the Jets over the Oilers. And first to talk about the Leafs, and well, got a question is, who's going to score? The very question asked that Justin Bourne on a February edition of the Daytime via Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Real Kipper and Bourne show, and asked that claimed to have wanted to know after the Leafs had lost a home game to the Bruins 5-2 to in what would be the last game the Leafs would play before the relevant season's All-Star break. And yes, 2 goals was the Leafs ended up scoring that many goals in the regulation loss to the Senators. Very close game, but still begs the question: is the Leafs prospect pool any good or good enough to compete? Well, certainly when it comes to just go to the first, I'm going to go to the goals. So there were 2 by the Sens in the first period. Brady Tkachuk from Josh Bailey, Claude Giroux, 9:59 mark. Tim Stützle from Jake Sanderson and Yuri Smejkal, 17:59 mark. Second period is a mix of goals with Leafs and Sens. William Lagesson from Connor Timmins and Matt Nyes, 9:32. 17:50, Alex Steeves from Ronnie Hirvonen and Connor Timmins on the power play. Yeah, Leafs end up scoring 1 goal on their on the power plays they got. Sens scored 2 on the power plays on Leafs penalty kills. Not very good. Leafs could do better on the power play, but it's the penalty kill that really hurt the Leafs. 2 goals allowed on their own penalty kill. Not going to be good enough. Although this was a game more for prospects to try to show themselves, and well, certainly, and new players show themselves. Lagesson, Timmins, Nyes, Alex Steeves, Ronnie Hirvonen, all showed themselves. They all put up points. And yeah, the Leafs, no doubt that when it comes to the Senators, this game was very close. So Jake Sanderson got a couple points for the Sens. Same with Brady Tkachuk. On the Leaf side, inside Hirvonen, Nyes, Lagesson, Steeves, and Timmins got points. But Timmins was the only player on the Leafs who ended up getting at least 2 points. Not good. So how many players went pointless if forwards? Kyle Clifford went pointless and actually took a penalty. Max Domi went pointless. Max Ellis went pointless. Dylan Gambrell against one of his former teams went pointless. Sam Lafferty went pointless. Maxime Lajoie went pointless. Oh, no, defenseman, okay. Fraser Minton went pointless. Nylander, no point, but he did win half the face-offs he took. Logan Shaw went pointless. Slavin went pointless. And you get the picture. Too many no-shows. But no player with a plus-minus worse than -1. At one point, The first period I thought, okay, are these Leafs going to be shut out for the first time since November 2021? I was thinking about that. The Leafs were not looking very good. But we'll have to see what happens. I mean, in terms of these prospects, I mean, it may be that some or all of those, quite a few of those players who did play on Sunday against the Sens will be sent down. But I'll say a bit more later of there having been a shutout, and a rather big one. But I'm going to go to the Winnipeg Jets, watch part of that game, and then that game ended only after the Canucks away game against the Flames had gone underway. It was a 2-1 final in a shootout with Cole Perfetti of the Jets having scored the winner and the only goal in the shootout. It was there were 5 players who ended up going, and one of them ended up succeeding. The Oilers ended up having a power play that was pretty good, 1 for 3. Although even with that, that was the only goal the Oilers ended up scoring. Penalty minutes were kind of we're still a bit lower than for each team than in the Leafs Sens game. The Oilers scored a goal only because they had a power play. We'll have to see what happens with the Oilers. I mean, I still predict the Oilers will finish in a top 3 divisional spot as they do the Leafs. But again, when the games matter in the regular season, we'll have to see what happens. Because again, all teams start at 0. And predictions can be wrong. But hopefully, I'll be right in terms of the Leafs and Oilers ending up finishing in top 3 divisional spots. But again, we'll have to see what happens. So now we're going to go to the Canucks, and oh boy, that was pretty bad. It was a pretty, for a Flame fan, feeling pretty good. I mean, it can't be anything but a booster in confidence for the Flames. And when I look at the Flames, Matt Coronado put up 3 goals. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go to the over here. Yeah, he did. And assisted on another. Dylan Dubé assisted on 3 goals. Noah Hanifin scored 1 goal, assisted on 2. Jonathan Huberdeau scored 2 goals. Dryden Hunt, a winger, put up, assisted on a goal. Ben Jones, center, scored a goal. Nazem Kadri scored a goal and assisted on 2 others. Adam Klapka assisted on a goal. Jordan Osterley scored a goal and assisted on another. Adam Ruzicka assisted on 3 goals. Igor Sharangovich, newly acquired winger from the Devils, scored, put up and assisted on a goal. Connor Zary scored. Jacob Markstrom ended up stopping 20 shots over 2 periods of play. Oscar Dansk, a prospect for the Flames via the Wranglers of the AHL, stopped all 6 shots that he faced. In terms of face-offs, it's kind of a mixed bag, at least among those players for the Flames who took at least 5 face-offs. Joe Dubé won 3 of 7. Ben Jones, 8 of 14. Nazem Kadri, didn't do too well. Having won just 4 of 14 face-offs, not even 30% of them. The worst among Flames players who had taken at least 5 face-offs. Lindholm did a lot better, having won 11 of 17. Ruzicka won 4 of 6. Karzari didn't do as well, having won just 5 of 11. I look at the Leafs and the face-off they won. Among players who took at least 5, only one, Logan Shaw, ended up winning under half of them. At least among players who took at least 5 face-offs. there were the Sens. It was, you know, not too many players, not too many who had taken at least 5 faceoffs who ended up winning even half of them. And in the other game, the Jets, not there was a lot of goal scoring, but all right, the face-off wins. Yeah. So when it comes to players who end up at least 5 face-offs, there's a mixed bag there too. Brad Lambert, 3 of 9. Adam Lowry, 8 of 18. Indeed, no Jet player ended up winning even half of face-offs if he took at least 5 face-offs. What about players who took at least 5 face-offs if the Oilers? James Hamblin ended up winning 6 of 9. Nugent Hopkins ended up winning 9 of 20. Nate Peterson, 5 of 6. Red Sutter, whatever, 7 of 11. Or Rand Sutter, whatever. So it's kind of a mixed bag there, all over the map. So kind of the Flames here, yeah, kind of like all over the map. Not very, like a couple ended up winning, or 3 ended up winning at least half the face-offs they ended up taking, and the others under half. It was, so yeah. So Matt Coronado got a hat trick. Huberdeau didn't get a hat trick, but hey, give him credit. Because, again, does that mean that I still see the Flames as a playoff team this season? No. I mean, replacing Toffoli, Sharangovich, it's been pretty much the only move Craig Conroy, the GM of the team, made during the offseason that didn't involve acquiring or trading a player with a sub $1 million per season cap hit. So I give the Flames the lowest odds among the non-Habs Canadian teams to win a Stanley Cup. I give the Habs the lowest odds of all Canadian teams. After all, the Habs are rebuilding, so I don't expect them to get too far, get anywhere near a playoff spot. I do, however, see the Flames as potentially finishing as high as 3rd in the Western Conference wildcard race. But unless they make some key addition to the roster, change things up from within them or within their system, within their farm system, or other moves, I don't see the Flames as getting higher than 3rd in the wildcard race in the West. And 3rd in the wildcard race means no playoffs. So now to go to the Canucks side, and oh boy, things are that. Okay, the Canucks didn't score a goal, but let's see then who I can blame. Artur Shilovs didn't even last into the end of the second period. We were basically a bit over 31 minutes or so of ice time, allowing this many ugly goals among this many goals. Sawchenko, another prospect, goalie for the Canucks, didn't do a lot better, with his having stopped 62.5% of the shots that he'd faced. And I count this many ugly goals among this many goals Sawchenko allowed. So not a lot better. But by no means was not so good goaltending, or I would say putrid goaltending on behalf of Shilovs, the only reason the Canucks ended up losing. Lots of turnovers. Yeah. So among players who ended up with plus minuses of at worst -1, we have Neil Zaman, center. Neil Hoglander, center, -1. Or is it Linus Karlsson? Most zeros across the board. Aiden McDonough, winger, -1. Vasily Podkolzin, -1. Yeah, pretty much it. Yeah. Quite a few -2 and worse. Sheldon Dries, -3. Matt Irwin on defense, -4. Go Joshua, a winger, -4. Noah Juleson, defenseman, -3. Delina Klimovich, a winger, -3. Cole McWard, a -2. Jack Rathbone, defense. McWard, worse, but a -3. McWard, -2. Ataratu, a center, -3. Max Sasson, who last March signed an entry-level contract with the Canucks, a -2. Ditto for Matt Studnicka, a winger, -2. Pia Suter, a winger, -2. And to top it all off, Jet Wu with a -5. In terms of face-offs, kind of a mixed bag. So among players who ended up taking at least this many face-offs, you have Neil Zaman, having won 37.5% of them, 3 of 8. Ratu ended up taking 17 face-offs, winning 9 of them. Sasson, 7 of 11. Studnicka ended up winning half of the 6 face-offs he ended up taking. And Suter ended up taking 23 face-offs, the most, ended up winning 13. So yes, it's a all over, quite a bit over the map, but still a very poor effort defensively for the Canucks. I definitely look forward to watching the coverage, including if there is an episode of Locked On Canucks podcast on the Locked On Sports series of podcasts. Probably going to be a lot of discussion about that, about perhaps prospects who should be sent down. Because if I were a Canucks fan, I'd be giving the Canucks this. The Flames, if I were to do that, give them this. Because it's hard not to notice it was a huge boost of confidence. And I'm going to end the video off the way here. So remember, if you like the video, make sure to click the like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please feel free to do so. And if you click the notification bell, you'll get more timely notifications of videos that I put out. I try to put out videos at least every other week. On that note, I'm going to say, go Leafs go Raptors go Toronto FC go, and go Canada go.